Hello guys, and welcome back to another video on my BMW 130i, and today we're going to be installing another modification on this N52 engine. Now we're going to be swapping out the original restrictive air intake pipe that goes from the airbox to the throttle body today, and we're going to be swapping out for a nice new shiny silicone intake pipe. Now I've actually been in contact with a company called Mishimoto, and they are the market leaders when it comes to this intake pipe. So today I'm going to be installing it and letting you guys know what I think. First of all though, I'm going to do a little unboxing and take a look at what is inside. Okay then, so the first thing I see in the box is a little soft cuddly toy. It looks like a Mishimoto penguin. I could be wrong, but it kind of looks like a penguin. But yeah, nice little touch. And yeah, I love it when companies, you know, put little things in like that. It really does make the whole world a difference. But yeah, we're off to a good start. Now we'll move on to the intake pipe itself. And this thing is in top-notch packaging. I'll actually open this thing up and take the intake pipe out, and wow, yes, this thing looks the business. Feels very good quality, but it don't feel too stiff. It feels like it's very pliable to get around the intake boot on the throttle body and also onto the stock airbox as well. So yeah, this feels definitely like a high quality part. Let's see what else we have in here. We have some fresh clamps, so we have some fresh Jubilee clamps. That's always good, 2 of those. And then we have a little leaflet. Let's see what it says. The Mishimoto Guide to BMW Performance Cooling. And I guess it just shows a whole bunch of their other parts. Nice little touch. And then we also have one last thing in the box, which it looks like a Mishimoto sticker or transfer. Another nice little touch to have as well. But yeah, first impressions, Mishimoto seem like a very, very professional company. You know, they definitely go the extra mile and care about their customers. I guess the only thing left to do now is go outside and get this thing installed. Okay then, so first thing we need to do is get the airbox removed, and it's just a case of unclipping it from the front intake section here. Once that's loose, we need to remove the 2 10mm bolts. And right now what I'm doing is disconnecting the mass airflow sensor electrical connector. It just slides out, and then I'm just going to unscrew the Jubilee clamp. And once that's loose, you should then be able to remove the airbox. You might actually have to push the intake pipe off of the airbox. Use a flat bladed screwdriver. There we go. This should now pull out. There we go. Okay, so this is the hose clamp that I loosened, and this is the mass airflow sensor electrical connector that I moved from the mass airflow sensor itself. And now what we're going to want to do is temporarily move the power steering fluid reservoir. So it's just held in by these 2 10mm nuts, but first we need to actually remove this vacuum hose. It's just clipped on underneath here. And once that's loose, we'll then have the wiggle room to get this thing moved. And don't forget the washers as well. And this should then just lift off the 2 studs. We should be able to move this safely out of the way. There we go. Next thing I'm going to do then is undo the hose clamp where it meets with the throttle body. There we go, that's nice and loose now. And because mine is the 130i model, this pipe actually has another section on it. So obviously it has the silencer at the front as the 330i and the 530i has. But it also has a section at the back as well which diverts air to the cabin. So to disconnect that, all I need to do is lift up this bung which holds it in place. There we go, there's that removed, and now the pipe should pull off. There we go. Okay then, so this is what the original air intake pipe looks like. Like I said, you may find that you only have this section as well as the silencer, but like I said, on the 1 Series you have this extra pipe as well, which goes to the cabin. And now it's time to install the new Mishimoto intake boot, and if you take a look on the inside of here, you'll actually see there is a ridge all the way around, and this actually meets up with a groove on the throttle body, and it actually forms a good tight seal, and it just goes on like so. And obviously we have the clamp to clamp it down as well. And what we need to do now is try and adjust this pipe to the correct angle that it should meet the airbox at. It's obviously going to take some trial and error, but once we think we have it there or thereabouts, we can then go ahead and tighten down the hose clamp. And once you have tightened down the hose clamp, we can then go ahead and reposition our power steering fluid reservoir. It just slots over these 2 studs. And then we can reinstall our washers and the 2 10mm nuts. And we can go ahead and install our new hose clamp for this end, ready for the airbox to go back in. Now comes the hard part of trying to get this airbox to line up with that intake boot. Now I think what I'm going to do is actually remove the mass airflow sensor. It's only held in by 2 screws, because that'll actually allow me to get a better seal onto here, and it means that I'm not going to run the risk of you know, damaging this. So yeah, let's get these 2 screws out and just get this removed. And with the mass airflow sensor removed, it's time to reinstall the airbox. Okay then, here goes nothing. Okay then, so I'm pretty confident we have a nice tight seal from the airbox to the intake boot now, and from the intake boot to the throttle body. The hose clamps are positioned correctly, you know, not too near the edge and not too far over. There is actually quite a big lip on the airbox. There's quite a bit of space to work with, to be honest, but I'm confident there is a nice tight seal now, so I can actually go ahead and reinstall the mass airflow sensor now, and go ahead and plug it in as well. And with the mass airflow sensor back in place and all plugged in, all we need to do now is reinstall those 2 10mm bolts. And with the install done, it's now time to get this thing fired up and take it for a test drive. Okay then, so just got back from a little test drive, and I don't really know what to think. It's hard to say if there's any major difference. You know, maybe there is a little bit more responsiveness down low in the rev range, and you know, maybe there is a slight increase in power in the upper RPMs, but you know, it really is quite hard to say. When we're talking about something you know, that's going to give a very slight increase, it's kind of hard to feel the difference. They say that if you know, if the increase is less than 10%, that you really aren't going to feel it a whole lot. But you know, if we get better airflow, if we get, you know, a slight increase in power, and we get a better induction noise, which I'll let you be the judge of if you think it sounds better now. then I guess it's all worth it. You know, we saw the original stock intake pipe. That must be somewhat restrictive, especially how it has air going to a silencer, then it has air going to the cabin. You know, it's obviously going to be less restrictive than a direct intake pipe straight to the throttle body. So I guess this mod is worth doing, to be honest. Now then, if you do want to check out Mishimoto and you do want to purchase this intake boot for your N52 engine, then there will be a link down in the description box below. I hope this video has been somewhat helpful. I hope you have enjoyed it. Please give this video a like, leave a comment down below, subscribe if you have not already done so, and I will see you all in that next one. Peace!